Hello, and welcome back to Deathgate. I'm Mors Radis,
I'm Rulebook Heavily.
and we're going to ignore the small child that asked us for help because I want to visit a bar instead.
Perfect start.
Yep, the only bar on Skirvash, and therefore the best.
And you better not be sarcastic about it, which should be kinda hard for Haplo.
Yeah, Haplo's not very good at avoiding sarcasm. Anyway, here in the bar we have a rather important character, Hugh the Hand, one of the leaders of the Brotherhood. We need to
And a
get
very
into their tower.
Yeah. He's also a very important character in the novels, which is to say he appears in book 1 and then disappears until book 5.
But eventually important.
Eventually.
Anyway, we were going to order a drink, but Haplo doesn't have any money. In fact, Haplo very rarely has money in this game.
It's interesting to me, like, he spent most of his life in a place that, presumably doesn't have money or credit or anything like that. He still understands the concepts, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume that Czar gave him kind of a crash course in how currency works.
I'm looking for some information.
The bartender, incidentally, is kind of interesting in that while you're having a conversation with him, he will remember if you've told him you don't have any money.
So, it's a nice little detail, but it's sort of undermined by other lack of detail in the game.
Yeah. Also by the fact that he will forget if you stop talking to him for 10 seconds.
Oh, of course.
What do you want? No, cancel that.
Anyway, Hugh wants nothing to do with us right now, so if we want to learn more about the Brotherhood from him, we're going to have to find some way to get his attention. But we don't know how we might do that, so instead we're going to finally go help this small child.
Oh.
I mean, if I had anything better to do, I would do that instead, but I don't. And so instead he's going to beat us over the head with an iron bar while we go look at his doll. Thanks, kid! Welcome to Skirvash! Now, were we to do...
Skirvash handshake, yeah.
Yeah. Were we to do anything but immediately swap with him, we would lose our entire inventory. We'd get it back after swapping, but it would be gone for a while. For like 10 seconds. See, the kid is very impressed by our magic. There have been no wizards in Skirvash for, I'm gonna guess, 12 years?
Yeah, fair enough.
So this kid is now much more respectful.
But, he's stuck in the net, so he's immediately negotiating.
Well, yeah, he's decided that if Haplo was gonna kill him, he'd have done it immediately.
Fair enough.
And I'm pretty sure Haplo is not actually capable of killing him. Haplo's not good at that kind of thing.
He's good enough, good at, threatening to kill him, I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure. He's perfectly happy to do that. But I mean, and he would totally get this kid killed if there were something else around to do it for him.
He's not a nice person.
Yeah, Haplo's just not good at personally killing things.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, we can cast Identify on the doll to get the spell that animates it.
You have learned a spell, yeah.
It's kind of a niche spell. It works on anything humanoid, inanimate, and touching the ground.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
And it's also a little bit unintuitive puzzle here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you have to identify the object to get the spell, despite the fact that when we saw it in the art, it clearly had the rune just on its chest.
Haplo enters a new room, immediately steals someone else's property.
Well, the kid hit him with it. He's now far too embarrassed to not give it to Haplo. Though he is one of the few characters that actually acknowledges that Haplo is just stealing his shit.
Hey, I mean, it's a cat rule. Haplo's fluids are on it now, therefore it's his.
Yeah, seems reasonable. So the kid has already deduced what Haplo is here to do, specifically rob the Brotherhood.
Haplo hasn't deduced that yet.
Well, Haplo has kind of figured it out. I mean, King Stephen told him that. All the stuff that we want, the Sartan artifacts, are in the Brotherhood Tower.
Yeah.
But
Haplo's kid, though.
Haplo's still working on a plan for how to even begin to approach this. Kid, meanwhile, the kid has a plan already. See, the kid has seen all the other thieves try this. They all died.
Well, if Haplo is good enough to fool a 12-year-old kid, surely he must be good enough to fool the Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with the 12-year-old's help. See, this 12-year-old has a plan. But a plan that only Haplo can pull off because this kid's not a wizard.
Apparently he's been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah, he's willing to help us out for a cut of the treasure and passage off of Skirvash, which is fair enough. Skirvash is kind of a shitty place.
I mean, you know how dark it is? It's a lot dark. You might be thinking, how is darkness, how does the day-night cycle work on a world of air with floating continents? Well, the answer is more floating continents. The continents at the top of Ariana, so to speak, will cast shadows on the continents below.
So places like Skirvash and Drevlin have kind of a permanent night?
Yep.
And where the wizards live, in the upper continents, are those permanently daytime?
Oh yeah.
That seems like it will get just as annoying as permanent night after a while.
Yeah, it doesn't adjust. It's sort of a simulation of how Earth does it, but it's an imperfect simulation, and that's going to be something of a theme with the Sartan.
Yeah, they're not really all that good at designing perfect systems.
They're not good at playing God.
No. That's... No one in this series is.
Here's information on the Tower and the Brotherhood, yeah.
Yep, short form, they are the only organization on Arianis that is both elven and human. No dwarves, though, because dwarves are not people.
Yeah, all races, but dwarves don't count.
Yeah. And they kill people for hire. Now, they also have no clear way to get into the tower, so this kid has figured out a way. If only the Brotherhood can get in, you just have to join the Brotherhood.
Fair enough.
It's a reasonable idea, but the only reason Haplo can pull it off is because no one on Skirvash knows what he can do. So he can easily fool them into thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the best assassin.
Oh, the Devil's Workshop, huh?
Yeah, that's the bar where we were hanging out just a few minutes ago.
Santa doesn't visit here very often, I take it.
No, this is a Krampus sort of place. Now, we do steal a lot of things, but we don't really steal anything rare or valuable very often.
Yeah, this is a new challenge for Haplo. Haplo will steal a shirt and the hook it's hanging on, but I've never seen him actually steal anything of any worth.
To be fair, he also hasn't run into much of any worth. And I guess that book he stole was probably pretty valuable.
Possibly. Oh, bartender is a fence.
Yep, the best fence in Skirvash, apparently.
Probably means he's the only one, considering the bar is the only one.
Yeah. Now, this kid also knows a blacksmith who will make some specialized tools for us if we can get him the money to make it. Once again, Haplo doesn't have any of that.
This is like, yeah, this kid told me to get him a lot of money so that I could get a lot of good tools and stuff.
Well, this seems reasonable to me, yeah. He seems trustworthy.
Totally not a scam.
Oh, no.
Then again, the kid, he sees you as a wizard. Is he really going to betray you?
Yeah, especially now that we know where he lives.
Back on the ship?
Yep, see, we opened one box, but we left the chest unopened because we couldn't break the lock.
Ah.
Now we can. And inside the chest is pipe and some jewels.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Those
Both
are
of these
valid.
items, yes.
Yeah.
These items are both vital to our quest. And really, isn't that how all value is assigned?
Yeah, pretty much.
But the bartender, not understanding this, will only buy the jewels.
Jewels?
He does recognize, that they are dwarven relics.
Dwarven relics, huh? This is interesting to me because as I've already mentioned in, I think the first or second video, the second video, the currency of Arianas is water. But apparently jewels are very valuable as well.
Well, in the game, the currency of Arianas is some coins that he just handed us.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's sort of like redeemable for X amount of water.
So, Haplo's feeling kind of honest today. He's going to tell Hugh he didn't actually steal those from the dwarves, but he's going to let Hugh just assume that the elves were still alive when he took them.
Well, it's not that really lying.
Well, no, in that he did not say that the elves were alive. So Hugh was also going to tell us about the Brotherhood, but we've already learned all this from the kid. Just, we could have skipped that, so the game really wants us to be sure we understand how the Brotherhood works.
Yeah, you get like 3 or 4 chances to learn this information, I think.
Yeah, there's the Tower of the Brotherhood book, there's the kid, there's Hugh.
Yeah, that's 3.
Yeah. And, so, now Hugh wants to know if we're interested in joining the Brotherhood, which isn't quite the same as accepting us into the Brotherhood.
That's very true.
But Haplo will only get around to asking about that later, because he has to be an asshole to Hugh first.
Of course. Now, Hugh is, as I said, a very important character in the novels. They do capture one aspect of him here. He has an unremarkable face.
Yeah, he is just guy in shadowy cloak.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see any of his face. Now, in the book, he also supposedly has noble features and stuff like that, and there's a big subplot about him being the abandoned son of a noble, but that doesn't really affect anything here.
You mentioned that King Stephen's son was changed with another child by the wizards, so Bane isn't actually his kid.
Yeah,
he was too old to be the kid, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not the kid.
See, I would have assumed that if he were not twice the kid's age.
There's I talked about this a bit in the thread. Stephen hired an assassin to kill Bane. This is that assassin.
You can always trust someone named Bane.
Yeah, clearly.
It's the most trustworthy name.
So it's kind of funny that Bane is very specifically not in this game.
But they felt like including Hugh anyway.
Yeah. Hugh actually becomes very important to the series as a whole. Even so, this one conversation has had more dialogue than he gets.
Yeah, he's also told us that if we don't join the Brotherhood will kill us as competitors. So that seems like a good reason to say, yeah, we want to join.
Yeah, well.
But we have to prove ourselves first.
What about these 20 other guys I killed?
Yeah, totally not making this up. Yeah, he's not impressed.
Haplo has the gift of gab, and no one believes him.
Oh no. So, he wants us to go kill this merchant out on this edge of town, who has no name, will never have a name, but he is very hard to kill.
An incidental character was mentioned in Hugh's dialogue there, Chang. She's the leader of the Brotherhood, and she's an elf, and she's old, and that's about all the distinctive characteristics she has in the novels.
Which is more than she's got here.
Yeah, but she's still mentioned in the background text. Meanwhile, the other characters, like the street rat and the merchant, and all these characters the game introduces to the story, they don't get names.
And they aren't in the books.
Yeah, not at all. So,
About the merchant again, he has a magic amulet that renders him immune to harm. This could be a problem.
yeah, it's a test of his skills to kill a man who cannot be killed. Excellent.
Yep, cannot even be hurt.
Now that's interesting to me as well, because one of the characteristics of Bane is that he has an amulet that protects him from harm. And Hugh is hired to kill Bane because Bane has an amulet that protects him from harm. So they kept this element of the plot, and they kept this element of Bane, but they completely erased the character.
Would you say that was for the better or the worse?
Personally, I say it's for the better because I don't like Bane at all.
Alright. So, we're gonna keep asking Hugh about our target. He lives southeast of town in that big house we haven't seen yet. And we can prove we've done the job by returning with the amulet.
Alright.
And, now why are they sending a raw recruit who isn't even part of the Brotherhood yet to do this? Well, you see, there was this other guy that they sent, who was in the Brotherhood, and as he says, that guy got killed. So if Haplo can pull this off, well, obviously he deserves to be in the Brotherhood, because he's better than that guy. If he can't, well, he wasn't part of the Brotherhood, so no loss if he dies.
A win-win situation, and, it does make a kind of sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very nice sense, but it's sense.
Normally these kinds of things make no sense whatsoever, so that's appreciated.
How can I help you?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Now that we have money, maybe we can get some information or a drink from the bartender?
The very shiny bartender?
Oh yeah, he's polished. I think he's oiled up.
Yeah, shinier than the glass he's polishing.
Very good.
Well, this is Skirvash. That glass has probably not been fully washed in years.
The best bar in Skirvash.
Of course. Well, I'm certainly willing
Well, of course it is.
pile of cash.
It is superlative.
Need to know.
And also, there's only one of it.
You want to know about the inside?
Anyway, we can ask him whatever we want about the Brotherhood, but he's not going to tell us.
Besides,
See, Hugh is sitting right over there, and we'll kill him?
the Brotherhood.
Plus, he also doesn't know anything.
And believe me, you
So this entire thing about getting money to talk to the bartender was a red herring.
for free. Now,
Well, we got money. Talking to the bartender with it, not really useful now. But hey, maybe we can get a drink.
I'd certainly like to get that pile of money.
I mean, surely that'll go well in a game about a book series written by Mormons.
Yeah, I mean,
Any money?
clearly this is going to be useful.
Yeah, they certainly wouldn't make alcohol a dumb and dangerous thing to do. So, oh, someone stole our money! Who could have done that? Which one of you assholes stole it?
Thieves. And there's no town watch to bail you out of.
Huh?
Apparently they don't like being called thieves.
This is an island of thieves.
Now, can I help
Well,
you?
yes, but they don't like you to point it out.
Never mind, I'm not as
Touchy.
Very well.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Well, maybe if we were to try again without accusing the bar of stealing the money that, oh, it was right in our pocket all
Oh,
along.
yeah. I mean, it's not like they're going to remember.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, about that drink.
That's exactly the price of one drink. Do you
Can
know
we
why?
get it now? I mean, we have... What?
I'd be in debt forever.
We'll talk about another drink.
Yeah.
Paid for this one.
Yeah, that would cost all of our money to get that one drink of beer.
I'm starting to understand why this guy is the best fence on Skirvash.
A drink is how much?
Yeah, he's much better at business than Haplo.
Very well. We're the
Much
only tavern in
better.
town. You know where to come.
So, we're just not gonna buy anything, I guess.
Yeah, we need that money.
Never mind, I'm not as
Yeah, we have very important uses for that money.
Sometime.
I'm not actually sure if the game will let you give him the money, because if you were to give it to him, you would not be able to finish the game.
Let's give it to the street rat instead. Much more
Oh
responsible.
yeah, he'll spend it wisely.
Yeah.
So he runs off. We could just wait here. The game has a wait command, but I wanted to go examine the house we're going to break into.
Because people
Now, it's pretty secure. We can beat it up with the pry bar, but that's not going to do anything useful.
I like that.
Makes me feel better, though.
I like the description where it mentions that you may have lowered the property value of the house, but you didn't get in.
Yeah.
Oh.
We cannot make the statues move because they're not touching the ground directly.
So specific.
I got 'em both. The information.
The most useful spell!
Clearly.
Tell me about this lock.
Anyway, the kid has stuff for us now. A lockpick and information. The lockpick is apparently the best lockpick that has ever been made.
Huh.
One of the prongs will fit into each
Can open any lock.
Place that prong in
Totally customized.
No, assuming it...
You know.
certain ways.
This is true though, isn't it? Like this lockpick will open any lock.
Any lock. Any lock whatsoever. We have to get the order of noises it makes right, and we don't even know what that order is yet, but, you know, trial and error.
Yeah, it's sort of a little mini game, isn't it?
Tell me about the information.
Yeah, kind of a pointless one, but, adventure game.
Yeah.
So, the information, meanwhile, is a set of codes, which he got from an ex-member of the Brotherhood.
Which doesn't seem like the kind of organization to do pensions.
Nope, the guy is apparently still alive, though, and still in Skirvash.
And is selling the information on his former brothers.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh well.
This kid is connected.
Oh yeah. This kid's got ties.
Wow.
How much did it all
Not bad for a character with no name.
Yeah. No, he did not get any change for us, though.
tell me about the
No change. Yes.
So Haplo is back to being completely penniless. And the kid can tell us basically what Hugh said about the merchant. They both mention that the guy kept a diary.
And they both...
Neither of them has any... Yeah, neither of them has any idea what we're going to do with that, but,
Yeah, they both say,
has a
like,
diary.
yeah, I can't imagine how that would be useful.
But, surely that diary will not be vital to our plans.
Yeah.
good work?
So, we're off to go break in now that we have the lockpick.
I think you'll find that in the long run, it will be worth far more than
I mean, that's supposed to be for use inside the tower, but we'll use it first outside.
Buy their time to die.
Yep. And it's got a bunch of continent names. Alright.
Let's go back.
So we head back to the house, and it's time to test our lockpick. Now, each of those verbs causes it to make a different sound.
Jiggle.
Yep. The correct order of sounds is clack, tick, thunk. But every lock, the verbs will cause a different sound.
So it's a trial and error thing every time.
Yep.
Huh.
And now we are going to steal the merchant's poetry book and examine his clock.
That's a strange clock.
Yep, only one hand, and we can move it around ourselves.
The times are all, like, weird.
Yep. Maybe the answer will be in these love poems.
Haplo will steal just about everything.
Yep. Now, the trick to this is that each stanza of the poem contains a reference to one of the words on the clock. Now, if we move the hand of the clock to those words, you will have to point them at the triangle that is before that word, but the order is Misty Morn, which it starts on, to Wine Time, then to Toil Time,
Yeah.
and finally to Dark Time.
This really tripped me up as a kid because the arrow points opposite to where you're supposed to put it somehow.
Yep.
It's unintuitive.
It's the one before the word rather than on the word.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
But the merchant was keeping his diary inside that hidden area. And the diary mostly talks about how he fell in love with this woman named Deidre. Yeah. So this woman named Deidre, he met her and fell in love with her, and he wants to marry her, but her father wants him to pay this enormous dowry, and while he's waiting to hear what that is, he hires a painter, a very famous one, to make a portrait of him.
Wow, this is a lot of text.
Yeah. And eventually he learns what the dowry is, he pays it, and we skip ahead. The Brotherhood is after him, and he decides to flee the island. So we can't even kill him if we wanted to.
He's not here. So...
Nope. Fortunately, his portrait is.
Well done.
So we can open up the portrait and go talk to him.
You know, you'd think this spell would be just as specifically useless as any other of the spells, but you do get to use it a bunch.
Oh yeah, this is actually one of Haplo's most useful spells.
I am the new artist. Please, don't move.
Now,
The light is
this guy is stuck in the moment of time he was painted in, unlike the elf prisoner, and my theory is that is because he was part of the painting naturally rather than shoved into the painting.
Yeah, that's, he has the memories of the merchant up until that point. Maybe.
Yes.
Oh,
Now, he...
okay.
Anytime that Haplo says the wrong thing, or steps back, or moves at all, he will fall out of the painting and onto the floor.
And you're gonna have to cast a spell again.
Yes.
Wow.
And then start from the beginning of the conversation because the merchant has no memory of anything that happens. That's kind of helpful.
Wow, and you have a lot of conversation options too. That's a lot of chances to fail.
They're all essentially the same option, though. Now, if we were to just try to kill him and take his amulet, well, it turns out it's magical here in the painting, too. We just cannot hurt him, and then he punches us out of the painting.
Okay.
This guy's, well, he's not badass, but he's more badass than Haplo.
Haplo gets punched by a merchant. How did this guy survive the labyrinth?
I'm going to assume he was very good at hiding.
And heating things and cooling them.
Yes. So, now let's try to actually get that amulet. So, yeah, this guy will never remember what you tell him, and so you can just say anything and keep repeating this as often as you like, but I eventually got bored doing that. I mean, only some of the options are actually entertaining.
Yeah, and don't you just get pushed out of the painting a lot?
Yeah, and he keeps making that annoying falling noise. Yep. So, he will tell us, though, what he wrote in his book, which is that he would do anything for Deidre, and will pay any dowry that she asks.
Can I interest you in an amulet? In trade.
But he's not about to, sell us his amulet, even if Haplo asks for it, because it is his most valued possession.
Haplo. He's an asshole to fictional people.
Yes, and also to fictional people within the fictional universe.
God damn it. Never misses a beat.
Basically, Haplo just cannot meet someone and be nice to them. At least not immediately.
This is an interesting puzzle. Like, we've already had one puzzle which relied on contextual clues from a book. That was the clock.
But that one was more direct.
Yeah. For this one, you have to read a lot of text. Because obviously...
Yeah, and you have to... you have to remember some pretty specific details within that text.
Yeah.
Now, generally, most people are going to fail this puzzle the first time they run into it. Fortunately, you can try it as many times as you like.
Well, yeah, I mean, he forgets you every time.
Yep. Now, I was going to do something the right way here, but I decided I wanted to see how he'd react to this.
My love and affection. What?
Well, you see, you remember, she's not the one deciding the dowry, her father is.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that that guy is going to bleed him dry.
This conversation has a lot of chances to trip you up. I mean, hope your reading comprehension skills are good.
Yeah, because the logically obvious answer is usually not the correct one with this conversation. This guy, I mean, you could go for the stereotypical romance novel answers. They would be wrong.
I don't believe it. How do I know you aren't lying?
So now we have to prove that we know his fiancée. Well, first we have to flatter him, rather sarcastically.
Yeah.
However, I'm
Of course.
Not that he notices,
you understand.
but we have to answer his questions about Deidre to prove that we know her. And this puzzle is kind of tricky because his reactions will never tell you if you are right or wrong.
Yeah, it's that's interesting actually.
You can answer these questions.
Yeah, he will tell you at the end if you got all of the questions right or if you didn't. And he will not tell you which ones you got wrong or how many.
So, yeah, it sort of forces you into actually reading the book if you want to get the correct answers.
Yep, because just randomly guessing will not work well for you.
What did I whisper to my lady the first time we met?
So, once we get the right answers, which I'm giving here because it's not that interesting to see me fail,
No choice but to believe
he will give us the amulet and we will step out of the painting.
my lady. I would give up anything to be
Now we can just go give that to Hugh. Problem solved.
Huh.
asking for my most prized
Well, apparently
We didn't even have to kill anyone.
and the picture of the thing is as good as the thing?
any material item.
Well, you might wonder about that, but the answer, as it turns out, is yes.
Okay.
See, if we cast Identify on the amulet, it works!
Wow. So, yeah, this spell seems like it would have a lot of uses for a good artist.
Yes. Is there something else?
Yeah, but as far as I know, they don't abuse it,
There it is.
and I'm not really sure why, other than it would break the setting.
No doubts that you're perfect.
Yeah, the spell doesn't appear at all in the novels, so, you know, you can't blame this one on the books.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
So now Hugh has decided we're worth joining the Brotherhood, so he's going to take us into the tower.
You'll come to know it well.
Oh dear.
Nice place overall, but
Key crystals.
we're going to have to be initiated first.
You've joined.
Oh, and those key crystals are the ones mentioned in the Tower of the Brotherhood book. They control the treasure room.
Hope you read that book too.
Yeah.
The
Without that book, you're not going to have any hope of solving these puzzles.
yeah, the skirmish section is a lot about reading comprehension.
I will be back in an hour or
Yep.
so to proceed.
He also gives us some healing salve to repair the damage the kid did to us.
Wow. Haplo got
Nice of him, really.
punked.
Yep. And now we're left in this room to just wait for him. We're not going to bother doing that.
Let's go mess with things.
Yep. We're going to shove this table over to the wall, and then stand on it. Why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah, clearly.
Anyway, we can see the continent Aristogon out there, and next time we'll find out why we bothered to do that. For now, though, we're just going to use the salve and repair the damage done to us, and learn that the salve only works on living, wounded people.
Aww. Yeah,
Anyway.
you can see there the continent is obscuring the sun. This is basically the calendar of the setting.
Yep. And next time, we will go and try to steal from their treasure room. Thank you for joining us, and anything you want to add?
I am so glad Hugh doesn't appear much more in this game.
Yeah, he's pretty much done after this.
See ya!
So, yep, bye.